Welcome back to The Rustic Wife. I'm Alana. Today I am ordering my seeds for this year's gardening season, and it's January 10th, so I thought I better get a move on with that. Last year I ordered them in December, I think. I was kind of worried about the seed situation. I think there were some shortages, but it was okay to get some seeds. And this year I wonder about seed shortages. So if you're planning on starting a garden, it's best to get your seeds early, especially if you need to start some seeds indoors as well, depending on the growing season that you live in. So today I am going through my well-organized seed stash to see what I need. This is how I organize my stuff. And I also have a list of everything that I need to get. I have my seed catalogs. If you don't have seed catalogs, you can order your seeds online. You can also just get them from the grocery store too. That's another way to get them, or the hardware store, wherever you find seed packets in feed stores as well. But I like to go through these seed catalogs because you can actually read the description of the seeds and it will tell you so much information, and you can compare with other ones too and get the variety that you want. So today I'm ordering from William Dam Seeds. That is a company in Dundas, Ontario, and I'm in Ontario, so it's nice to get local. Another seed company is called, they're Varieties, and they are based out of Prince Edward Island, also in Canada. And I also like to get some seeds from Johnny's in Maine. They have a lot of really good varieties, so I've got a list and I'm going to be ordering from all three. And I'm also going to show you, if you don't already know, how to read a seed catalog, because there's a lot of terms and things in there, but it is quite easy. So I thought I'd just give you a quick rundown on how to read one of these catalogs. I mean, it sounds pretty self-explanatory, but there's lots of little codes and charts in there. Most seed catalogs will have similar information in them, growing charts and planting charts and all sorts of information about the seeds. But I'm just going to show you this one today, Johnny's. I find this one has the most information, but again, these ones will have very similar. They may not be set up exactly the same, but it's pretty much the same information. And if you can't find something in your seed catalog, you can always go to their website and they will probably have charts you can download or ones that are already on their website. Anyway, this is obviously from Johnny's. It is the 2022 catalog. There's a toll-free number right there and their website, so you can go online and get these catalogs. They'll send them out to you for free. So over here, I'll give you the table of contents. So your vegetables, herbs, farm seeds, flowers, tools, etc. In the back, if you want to do something like a quick glance, the index there. And then we'll give you a little bit of a rundown on their farm. And here, this is where all the good stuff is. So if you've ever wondered how many seeds you need for the size of the garden that you have or the acreage that you've got, there is a chart here. This is a direct seeded vegetable crop chart. So for anything that you're going to seed directly into your garden, this is the chart that can tell you how many seeds you're going to need for the area that you're going to plant. So up here it'll say the vegetable, the average seeds needed for 100-foot row or an acre, and then the average yield for the 100-foot row or for the acre. So for instance, let's look at the top one, bush beans here. So if you have a 100-foot row, it says you're going to need 800 seeds for a 100-foot row. And then here, it'll give you a yield of 45 pounds for that 100-foot row of beans. Now, a lot of people don't have 100-foot rows, so you can just divide it into whatever your row is going to be. So our garden, we do not have 100-foot rows. We have about 33, 34, let's just say 33-foot rows. So I know that I have to divide 800 by 3, and that'll give me 266 seeds, because 33 times 3 is 99 feet, so it's close to a 100-foot row. And like I said, I just divide that number by 3, and that'll give me how many seeds I'm going to need for my 33-foot row. So I know that I'm going to need about 260 seeds for my 33-foot row. So even though I know I need about 260 bean seeds for my 33-foot row, I would probably want to order extra in case the germination was poor or you had insect damage or in case of disease. And we had that issue last year. We had a mosaic virus that wiped out our rows of green and yellow beans, and we had extra, so we were able to replant. So if you have a diseased crop and you need to replant and you don't have those seeds, when you're going to plant at that time, seeds might be really hard to find, or it may take a couple of weeks to get them shipped to you, and then you'll be kind of out of luck. You'll be a little bit too late to plant them. So it's a good idea to get extra. You'll be safer than sorry. Now another chart here is a transplanted vegetable crop. These are vegetables that you are going to grow. You're going to start indoors and then transplant. So it'll tell you the vegetable and number of plants to expect from one packet or 1,000 seeds. Also, how many days from sowing to transplant. So you have to figure out how early you have to plant your vegetables before you're going to plant them outdoors. And then days from transplanting to mature crops. So this will tell you all the information you need about transplanting. And then it also tells you the average yield for a 100-foot row. And again, so up here an artichoke, it'll be 95 pounds for a 100-foot row. So these charts are really, really helpful if you need to figure out how many you need and what your yield will be. They're a really good idea to check those charts out. You'll also have the variety description key here. So one of these boxes will be below each variety of seed that you see throughout this book. And this will tell you exactly what these mean. So number 1, for instance, is the variety name. Number 2 is the hybrid status. So F1, we know that's hybrid. And number 3 is the life cycle. Number 4 is the part number. That's the number that you're going to be using to order the particular seed that you want. It'll also tell you days to maturity and the disease resistance codes and the description. So it'll also tell you the pricing for your seeds. And if you look up here, pricing, M equals 1,000 seeds. So down here, let's say there's a packet for $7.75. 250 seeds would be $15.60, 500, $27.85, and so on. Now, if you want to look at, say, a large amount of seeds, so 1,000 seeds would be $50.86, and where it says 5M, since we know that M equals 1,000, we know that 5,000 is $43.30. 25M would be 25,000, and again, you get it cheaper. It'll be per thousand, $37.78 per thousand. So the more seeds you order, if you're a farmer, obviously you get them cheaper. So that's what this key is down here. Then it'll have all of your growing information right beside the seed description. And at the bottom here, it'll give you a little glossary of abbreviations here, so or pictures or codes. So if you see that little emblem right there beside your variety of seed that you're looking at, that'll tell you that that seed was developed by Johnny's Seeds. Over here, OG stands for organic. This little emblem will tell you it's an heirloom variety. A little snowflake will tell you if it's cold tolerant. This one is heat tolerant. And if it's for really good for a greenhouse. Over here, especially for flowers, it'll have these little emblems beside it telling you if it's good for containers, cut flowers, hydroponics, edible flowers, dried flowers, and if it attracts beneficial insects. So this whole area of the book is really informative for when you're ordering your seeds. Okay, let's look at carrots here. Now with carrot seeds, you can get regular carrot seeds, which are really tiny, and they're really tough to germinate because they are so tiny and they blow away and they get washed away. You can get ones that are called pelleted seeds. They have a coating around them and they seem to not be as light. So you can get regular seeds and pelleted seeds. You can get pelleted seeds with a number of different varieties of vegetables, but carrots are definitely one of them. So if we want to look at, say, this one here, it'll also tell you if it's an early variety, main crop, or if it's for storage. It'll show you what they look like and how big they should get. So for instance, if I wanted to order this variety here, this would be an early variety. The variety is called Adelaide. It's an F1, it's a hybrid. And this is the ordering code. It'll tell me it's 32 days to baby carrots, 50 days to full size, and it'll tell you what type they are. If they are disease resistant, they should also have a disease resistant code. Front here, where the cucumbers start, it'll tell you right here the cucumber disease resistance codes. So also, right at the start of each category in the catalog, so this is beans, it'll give you a germination guide, and it'll tell you the optimum range you need to have your soil temperature at for really great germination. So that's handy too. So when you're ordering your seed, you can also get seeds that are treated or untreated. These are bean seeds, and they have been treated with a fungicide, and these ones are not treated. So they generally tell you to plant twice as many of the untreated seeds versus the treated ones. And that is because when they're untreated, there's a risk that they will be affected by a fungus or some sort of disease. So it's best to plant maybe twice as many as these ones. So when you're going to go ahead and make your list of everything that you want, you also have to decide whether you're going to just have a fresh garden, just to eat fresh for the summer, or if you'd like to order seeds for, say, long-term storage. So they have seeds in here for storage carrots, storage beets, storage cabbage, all sorts of things like that. And it'll tell you in the description whether it's good for storage or not, and squash and pumpkins and things like that. So you need to order the variety depending on what you want to do with it. Computer room, so I'm just going to order my seeds here. But I also wanted to mention, if you want to save some seeds for next year, make sure you order heirloom or open pollinated seeds, because hybrids will not give you the true product next year that you planted this year. So also take that into consideration when you're ordering your seeds as well. Another good tip is to know your growing zone too. So you will not want something that, if for instance I'm in growing zone 5B, I wouldn't want something that's good for growing zone 7 to 9, because my growing time isn't going to be as long as I need for that, and it just would be a waste of seeds unless I had a heated greenhouse or something like that, which I don't. So just make sure you know your growing zone too. So here's my list here. This is everything that I'm going to order from Bessie's, and also from Johnny's, and some from William Dam. Now I do need some from Mackenzie Seeds, but I only needed 2 types of tomatoes that I couldn't get anywhere else. And what I did was I just went into the store and got them, because I saw that they had them at the PV Mart. No, excuse me, it wasn't PV Mart, it was Canadian Tire. And so I just grabbed them there, because it would just save me shipping costs if I just had to order 2 packets of tomato seeds from Mackenzie's. So also keep that in mind too, that there will be shipping fees. Okay, here we're at the Bessie's website, and I'm going to start here. We're going to start with the vegetables. We'll go down to beans. And if you haven't looked at the catalog already, it'll give you all of the description, all of the beans and the description for them. Let's see, we'll click on this one here. There you go, everything that was in the seed catalog, basically, it'll tell you. They also have down here more details and growing information, harvest, pests and disease, and the sowing rate, etc. So if you don't have a catalog, you can just totally come to the website and do everything from here. So instead of going through each one, since I've gone through the catalog already, I can either type in the order number or the name. Okay, if you look up here, it says out of stock already. Now I don't know if they just haven't got new seeds in yet, or if they're out of stock already. I don't know. So I'll have to put a little tick beside my list there and see if Johnny's has those. Or William Dam, they might have those too. All right, so I've come across another problem here. I was trying to order lunchbox peppers. These were really popular. I had them 2 years ago and they're fabulous. Well, I looked here and every single seed amount, the estimated availability is not until June 14th, 2022. Now that's too late because we have to start these indoors. So for us being in zone 5B, we need to start these indoors first and transplant them. Otherwise we won't get a crop because our first frost date's around the end of September, early October. So if we plant them by seed January or June 14th, we just won't get a crop. So that's no good. I'll have to pick something else and maybe see if another company has some. All right, the last thing I ordered was some sweet dumpling winter squash, and I'm done. So I'm going to go to my cart, go to checkout. Okay, I just Googled Bessie's promo code, and I found a code that took off my shipping. The shipping would have been $17.95, and you can see the promotion took that off. So this is my total order with the taxes, and yeah, so I saved myself almost 18 bucks right there. Good morning. I had to finish this video this morning. It was getting really dark last night. It's hard to film when I don't have really good light. So I'm just finishing off my seed order before I go to work today. And there were a couple things that I couldn't get from the companies that I normally order from. And I know of a really great one called Baker Creek, and that is in the U.S. And I'm gonna do one more order today, and that's from Baker Creek. Now I did notice that there were a few items out of stock that we couldn't get. So what I couldn't get from one, I ordered from the other. So that's why I like to order from a couple of different seed companies. So that might be an idea if you're considering getting your seeds and there are specific ones that you want. I'm just heading out to start my car. It's freezing out here, but the car was a little bit hard to start this morning. Minus 27, that's freezing. It's an absolutely beautiful winter day, but when it's this cold, it just makes me kind of happy to be inside ordering seeds and thinking about the upcoming garden season. But it is a good idea, I think, to order your seeds sooner than later, and I will leave in the description box below, I'll leave a list of some seed companies that you might want to check out, and I will also leave some of the seeds that we have tried year after year that we absolutely love. I'll leave a list of those, and maybe you can check those out too if you like. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again next time.